like to call the meeting for the regularly scheduled meeting of the Dalton Finance Committee to order. It is now 6:15. First order that first thing of order that we're gonna do is we're gonna do our minutes to start with for February 14th and also for February 28th. Has everyone had an opportunity to read through the minutes? And just let me know, I can scroll through this and we can take a look at it on the screen. Or you can use the hard copies. Wasn't able to bring hard copies this evening.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the Dalton Finance Committee meeting of February 14th, 2024.
Second.
Motion been made and
Bring
seconded
them with me.
to approve the Finance Committee meeting minutes from February 14th. All those in favor, signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor, or all those opposed? All those abstaining, that is unanimous, thank you. You abstain?
Yeah, abstain.
Oh, one
I wasn't in the meeting.
Okay. One abstention, and that is Scott. Thank you, Scott. Let's go on to 28 and up here. And I actually had time to read through all the minutes. I didn't find any of those.
Motion?
That's a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the Dalton Finance Committee meeting on Wednesday, February 28th, 2024.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded for to approve the minutes of the February 28th Finance Committee. All those in favor signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
All those opposed,
Jeff, if you
and
could.
then all those abstaining. That
I
is
abstain.
unanimous, thank
Mike
you.
abstained.
I wasn't here.
Jeff, you weren't
Oh,
there
Mike
either.
abstained.
Oh,
No, it says excuse.
28?
Well, she has them there.
Well, I guess she's right. I apologize. I
No
abstained too.
apologies needed.
I
I'm just
abstained.
reading what's on the board.
I abstained also. I didn't know I missed one.
See what you started over there?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the rules.
Guess I didn't.
You did good.
That's right, that was his big introduction of being co-chair.
Yeah.
He's the new Jeff, you know.
Well, then why am I sitting here?
No. He's
I
in
came late on
training.
purpose. You know?
Jeff, he's in training.
Uh-huh.
You're aware of
Co-chair
this?
in training.
Were you aware of co-chair in training?
I didn't, apparently I missed the meeting, so I didn't know.
See?
Sorry, Scott.
That's all right.
All right, let's just put the agenda back up so you can see what we're up to tonight. We're gonna take a look at new business. Tom had mentioned to me that he was interested in a discussion, our town manager was interested in a discussion about a personnel study and having some volunteers from finance be on that.
Just one.
group. Just one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. First off, kind of what does this thing entail?
Well, it's been a while since we had the original personnel study done, and I'm looking to first just review some of the comps for pay with the with the towns we did before, and secondly, to review some position classifications to see whether people are in the right place. Ultimately, we should go through all of the positions and do that, but I'm thinking a sample for right now.
What kind of time do you suppose that would involve? Copious amounts of time, meeting a week, meeting a
2,
month?
3 evenings, maybe 4 over the course of 2 or 3 months. It's not a big rush thing, but,
We understand on top of that because it can
Right.
end up getting away.
right, and, we'll see how it goes. I really don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'm thinking an evening a month for 2 or 3 months. Probably a Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evenings. Right, is there anyone here that's interested in serving on that? generally by default, the chair ends up on that, so. Generally by default, if someone else is interested, I like to offer it to the members of the committee if they wanna get involved. All right?
I've got a
Hey,
couple things going on Tuesday, but I can see in Tuesday nights, I've got one other thing going on, but it's not every Tuesday night.
Oh,
So,
yeah, we can work around that.
if it's a couple few, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. All right. Mike Jerome will be, Mike, our very fine member, Mike Jerome, will be serving on that group. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Now, let's dive into our relatively short list of budget deliberations for this evening.
Is there an extra copy up there?
You can use mine if you'd like.
Thank you.
Are those yours?
So we were gonna have a long one.
I thought we were as well, but the preparations got a little sideways and we weren't able to be fully prepared for this evening. I apologize for that.
Fine, Sergeant.
What's that?
It's fine by me.
Yeah, it'll actually be a relatively,
Yeah, last time was a marathon.
well, let me kind of take a moment and explain that the reason we have a relatively short meeting was we were anticipating when we were making the budget schedule that we would have the school budget and explanation for tonight. And it didn't materialize as we had hoped it would, so by the time we were aware that we weren't gonna have it, we were unable to be prepared for a full deck tonight. We actually have a full deck scheduled for next week, when we're gonna see them. So we may have to use, I always put in the schedule one extra day for us to do budget deliberations, and that would be on the 27th. Hopefully we'll be able to avoid that, but we'll see how the committee thinks when we get done through a couple hours on next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it'll be, next Wednesday's meeting will be a long one, but we hopefully will be able to hear from our school district. on that. All right, thank you, everyone. So let's take a look at the assessors.
Ready when you are, Scott.
What, oh yeah. I move to approve the assessor, I move to approve the budget for the department title assessors, department number 141, in the amount total salaries of $63,721, total expenses $60,960, for a total budget of $124,681.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded to approve the budget for assessors, Department 141, in the amount of $63,721 for salaries, $60,960 for expenses, for a total budget of $124,681. It's an increase of 2.56%, or about $3,000. So,
I think it's mostly just staff increases.
Oh.
It seems like that.
I'd just like to
Bill?
make one note, just so that everybody's clear. The the third assessor and the assessor's clerk are actually filled by the same person. It's when that person acts as an assessor, they're paid the assessor's rate. So that's why there are 4 positions there.
Bill, there was a couple of topics that I had circled that I need to kind of, if they want to just take a look at, just for expense purposes. One was the professional and technical training, the usage in that. And the other one was the annual support valuation software. And then the other one was in state travel mileage.
Yeah, it's my understanding that the assessor's clerk, the third assessor, is going to be in training for the next few years and needs to, not everything can be done online.
And there's those. You want to see that?
And I might add that before he came on board, the other assessor that was in that position left a few months before. And that was right when we went to the bank, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah, just about.
Now you referred to the travel portion of things? Is that what you mean?
No, the
For the what?
technical training.
The technical training?
She had already had that.
And kind of, technical training kind of bounces all over the place, really. One year they use it up, next year they hardly use it. Last year they didn't use it at all, or
Or this, nor the year before.
the year before. But we,
Zero,
we
zero.
said we had assessors that were, we had assessors that didn't fit that technical training.
Yeah, that
Need.
weren't.
Weren't we hiring people to do that, hiring a company? Did we have a company?
Well, we-
Assessing for us at one point?
To do the annual revaluations,
Yeah.
certainly, and some other work, but we do need in-house expertise as well.
Yeah. I don't like, it seems like.
I'll
Looks
note
like from,
that I'm not sure how long our principal assessor and the second assessor are going to be working for us. So the more our third assessor, assessor's clerk, knows, well, the sooner the better.
So that, okay.
it looks like the budget in '22 was 1,000 and not used, and it's been reduced.
Yeah, we used it last year.
Yeah.
500.
And that wasn't used.
I didn't use that.
They have used up to like 630 in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know why they use so much that year. They don't use any.
Trying to think back, 'cause that was COVID year. That would be.
I didn't mark up anything, I just circled it.
Yeah, I
That
know.
wasn't one of my,
650 seems reasonable, I think, based on 2020.
and the travel, if he's gonna have training, which that would keep things the same. Just leave it there.
Yeah, travel. Yeah.
Not knowing how much that's gonna cost, so.
Weren't we anticipating some sort of a substantial increase in like software for this?
We have a
Or am I
quote for
thinking
that.
of something else?
The
Or it is.
consultant services. They had to go with a different company.
Right, okay. All right.
Okay.
Are there any other questions, concerns on the assessor's budget? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
All those opposed, all those abstaining. It is unanimous, thank you very much. Let's move on to. Communications.
Scott's doing a great job.
Okay, Scott.
All right. I move to approve the telecommunications budget, department number 152. Total budget amount of $50,300. What's the expenses?
That's total.
Total expenses,
Or no salaries.
no salary.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so total budget of $50,300.
Second,
Motion's been made and seconded for telecommunications, department number 152, in the amount of $50,300, comprised of expenses only, a decrease of 4.88%.
That's shocking.
Strange. IT decreasing?
well, it was decreased in the internet access, they took out the 2,100 that was budgeted for it.
It's just a T part, not 5.
This building was through a different arrangement. Now it's part of the town.
What about,
Was this building that was, really?
Yeah.
So we're already reaping a dividend from having our loop.
Yes, indeed.
what about the
So
electric?
the reduction of that was the senior center is hooked up to the fiber ring now. And, so the Charter Communications Spectrum bill was no longer necessary, so.
It's a good-
That's cool.
I'm all about saving money.
Yeah, Northern One Highway.
Right, highway though still has, television.
Where did the internet
So
electric car
they-
charge station go to then?
That,
Where's that looped into?
I think it's on the electric bill of 196.
All right, so it came out of here,
Um,
because in,
no, we're paying electric on the
Well,
charging station.
if
Is the
you-
charging station in here too?
if you look at the 152, I've got internet electric cars charge station 186,990 and 23, but I don't see it in here, so that's one way to know.
So that internet access was linked into the senior center access as well. So that's part of the 2,100 coming off.
Okay, all right. It's just when you don't see it, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
where did it go, or is it disappearing?
It was all together in this one line here.
Okay.
The internet, TV, the highway, and I know the budget went down, but can we use streaming services? Or is that covered?
I don't think for the news. When I had a conversation with Bud, it's, you know, it was revolving around snowstorms.
Right.
So they turn on, you know, whatever weather station is
Right.
there to figure that out. So I think what they were trying to do is get the local stations, WNYT and CBS
Oh,
6,
yeah.
stuff that I think you have to pay for to stream anyway. So they just got the TV.
I know
My
some-
understanding of it, but it may be a good Bud question.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really, it's not that big a deal. But the problem is we're an orphan county, so to get weather forecasts from Massachusetts, you actually have to live 50 miles
Yeah, either
east
way.
of here, believe it or not.
East or west.
Well,
It's a safety,
Third.
the reality of it is it's really it is a safety issue, but the FCC and all the other talking heads can't seem to figure out how to, we're an orphan county, believe it or not.
yeah. Albany's a much better bet for weather reporting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it is, because we
Weather
usually
comes
get
from the
that
west
weather.
end.
Weather comes from the west.
Not this year, we've been getting plenty of nor'easters that have been coming from Maine lately.
Well,
It's
there's
like, give me a
that.
break. Yeah, you gotta tell that by all right. Everyone seem pretty satisfied with this budget? Yeah, seems like pretty straightforward.
Because
Okay.
it's a whole new thing.
All those in favor of the telecommunications budget, Department 152, signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, all those abstaining. That is unanimous. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, Alyssa is doing the IT budget now, huh?
Mm.
No. Just want to try. Okay, where's the button to shrink this thing?
Shrink what thing?
Make it smaller. Fine. Take it just a little bit smaller and I can see this stupid thing.
Bill, can I ask a question?
Yes, please do.
Because Mitch is in IT, should he have abstained from?
Not on that one.
Okay, all right, just
This
checking.
one.
Just making sure we're getting our I's
Yeah,
dotted and
this
T's
one,
are crossed.
this one he would need to because he's paid out of this budget.
Okay.
The other one is not.
Way to watch out.
Gotta watch out for my feet. It's all about watching out for my feet.
I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the Information Technology Services budget, department number 157, comprised of expenses only, in the amount of $66,000.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded for Information Technology Services, Department 157, the amount of $66,000 comprised of expenses only. It's a 7% decrease. Ooh, boy, I should twist that sucker.
I have a lot of questions on this one.
Okay.
Me too.
I have one comment if I
All
can
right,
just-
that'd be even better.
Just start
I'd
off.
answer my questions.
I'm probably not. Yes, we have a town meeting article to buy a whole bunch of new computers because I believe of the change requiring us to go to Windows 11. We're going to do half of them this year and half of them next year. So we're phasing that in because we have that much time before Windows 10 is no longer supported. But we will also be doing this next year. We expect to be also buying another 15 computers next year. We do have time to do that. There are other hardware purchases that we make besides the actual computer units, which is why we are keeping some money in that account.
So the purchase of the computers themselves will be done through a separate article in town meeting.
Yes,
Thank you.
A project article.
Right, yeah.
yeah.
Did we ever put in the plan to kind of maintenance change these out instead of doing them as one large capital expenditure? In other words, make it part of our process, because computers, as we all know, generally phase out in 5 years or less.
Well, we
depending on
kinda- we
technology.
Yeah, but you get caught
I mean, we're
with
doing
Windows 11.
We'll be doing 15 this year, 15 next year,
Right.
and then on the heels of that, we'll have to replace whatever servers that are running Windows 2016 now, because that'll be phased out in October 2016. So it will be, or 2026, I'm sorry.
2016.
I was gonna say
I'm back in time.
That's okay.
I lost a decade. So yeah, 15 this year, 15 the next year,
Yeah.
server the year after.
Gotcha.
And yeah, kind of keep up with that.
That's nice.
And the $40,000 here for maintenance, is that just for the 15 new ones, or does that cover some of the maintenance on the 15 that we have yet to replace?
No, that's the entirety of our IT program.
Okay.
That's
Regardless of
maintaining
15.
the town's IT.
Okay. Because I just see here there was the 15 new computers being purchased and they're installed.
Yeah, that,
Just part of it.
Now, I have a question on that too. So that means that what's being appropriated to get the new computers also includes the cost of putting them together and getting the software on it and all that stuff.
yeah,
Okay. That's what we usually do, that's why I was asking.
yeah.
Appropriate.
But that's new work as opposed
Right.
to the usual.
That's maintenance.
Maintenance,
Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
So could we lower it to 38,000 instead of 40,000? Do you think we're gonna need 40,000? I'm just asking.
Well,
That and the
34 last year, 34.5 in '23. Currently in '24, it's 24. 22
As of-
actuals was 28.
The 24 is as of January.
Yeah.
So we really didn't have much of an IT thing going on back here.
That was before Mitch came on. Sorry.
We started this, we really started it, was it 2020 or 2021? The year, not the fiscal, well, no, fiscal year.
That we started,
One, I think was when we began to boost this budget. Yes, well, no, we did, we gave it a good jump and went to 35,000.
yeah, I started working for the town probably 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
So it's been, you know, when I started, it was, some people had Roadrunner email addresses, some people had BCN addresses. It was broken into several different networks, and some people are on their own island. So it's been year after year investing, getting it into one network, getting all the data in a place that can be backed up. It's been a decade.
How do you feel about the progress?
We're doing pretty good. The only other thing that I think is on here is Microsoft Office. Back in the day, we bought a license for Microsoft Office Professional, or whatever it was. I think it was a large capital purchase, but it lasts several years. Since then, the industry has moved to just a subscription model.
Subscription based.
Here it is. Here's your subscription. It kind of a little bit ties into the last one, but not really. That Office 365 hosted exchange, like, we probably won't have a big software outlay. We will just increase that quite a bit, and then that'll be going forward. We just have to figure out what licensing plan the town should get on.
Good. An enterprise system, I'm assuming?
Yeah,
Enterprise is always less expensive than trying to buy a bunch of individuals or even
yeah,
buying individual licenses.
yeah, and that's the thing.
If you do an
it's-
enterprise, you usually 50% of the cost generally is if you use enterprise.
Their model is a little different, like they have a cutoff, so last I checked, Microsoft had a cutoff of about 300 users. So if you're below 300 users, you can use their small business product, which ends up being a little bit cheaper, and you get more tools, basically. Once you get above that, you get into the enterprise level, and the enterprise level, there's some benefits to it. There's some additional costs. So it's just a matter of, should we reach for the enterprise and get some of those extras? And most of it has to do with like the FOIA stuff, keeping emails around forever. Much larger mailbox sizes, things like that. Do we need that? That's kind of the question.
Would they better serve with more of an archive system for email versus?
That's a possibility too. There is an archiving, basically an archiving solution that every message that comes in and every message that goes out gets put into a journal, and that journal is kept for 27 years. So I don't know. It's
That's why we have.
we're light years ahead of where we were. IT is one of those things that you can always buy more stuff,
Yeah.
but it's a matter of balancing it.
Many, many years, we stayed after the IT and finally got it. Been better. I think people are responding as well. Any questions or concerns relating to the IT budget?
Do we need
See?
that?
Yep.
Do we need, what about other services? Can we lower that down to 6,500? These are things that I just circled that I've been looking at.
Or 6, or 7, compared to 10.
Yeah.
Blue through
So
7.
5850 last year, 5850 the year before.
Yeah, and you're
In
only at,
21, fiscal 21, we used 8. Just
7,400.
7,400.
Do we have a couple extra new updates that
Yeah,
we're
the-
doing?
Yeah, the other thing is Tom and I
Oh, yeah.
partook in the CIS 18, which is an 18 questionnaire to ask you about cybersecurity. So it's something we signed up for from the state. And it really seemed like it didn't necessarily matter what tool you used. They just wanted to make sure you had a tool for logging, for various different things. We're doing much of the stuff that's on the list. I think there was a couple of things that they recommend, having longer periods of time we keep logs, having a inventory system that we keep a track of every device that's there, where it is, and who's using it. We just kind of have it in a little bit more in a general way. And the other piece of that was from the CGIS side of things. CGIS wanted to see every police officer that has logged into the system, how long they've been logged in, when they logged off, and if there were faulty attempts, you know, how many times, basically if someone's trying to brute force a password, you know, so-and-so tried to log in 57,000 times last night. That account should probably get shut down or figure out what devices producing that login, the failed logins, because there's a password trying to be brute forced.
So long
They
and the short of it
recommended
is,
putting a tool
they're
in place.
requiring, they're not requiring, they're suggesting that we get 1 or 2 more pieces of software. At least 2. Maybe 3.
I'm looking for
Well,
a package that encompasses the whole thing.
They,
Yeah, I don't want to go chasing each piece, but.
Yeah, they mentioned a dozen different kinds.
All geared towards cybersecurity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's one of those things,
it was a cybersecurity
how
audit.
tight do you make it versus how usable it is? Because there's a training, you know, a learning curve
Oh, yeah.
that you have to go through to, here's a new tool, now everybody has to be comfortable using it. So,
okay, good, we're getting some answers. It's
There
not
you go.
Decreasing. Way to
There you
go,
go.
buddy.
Yeah,
Makes it
sorry.
want to stay there, that's
No,
good, no, that's
I-
good. Generates questions, it generates answers, it's awesome.
Right. Now, this is we look forward in the future. Are you all set?
Yeah.
Everyone set with the questions? Seeing or hearing no further discussion, all those in favor of the Information Technology Services Department 157 budget signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
All those opposed, all those abstaining.
all right.
And Schlacker is abstaining. Thank you. Next. Okay. Entertain a motion, town clerk.
I move to approve the town clerk budget, department number 161. Total salaries, $105,969. Total expenses, $11,950 for a total budget of $117,919.
Second,
Motion made and seconded for town clerk, Department 161, in the amount of $105,969 in salaries, $11,950 in expenses, for a total budget of $117,919, an increase of 3.76%.
Looks like it's only salary increase. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So is there-
Flatliner budget?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Expensive, expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but if you look at some of them, I think we can cut. Is there anything we need to know about the town clerk or anything in their expense category, Tom? Because I'm
No.
looking at cutting at about $3,700.
Well, equipment repair, maintenance, and professional training. Record binding was used 1 year, but hasn't been used.
Those are rebinding the old books.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, you don't use, they haven't done law books in years.
Yeah, I think we almost, 1 year, I think we almost, it was long ago, they had a lot of money in there. We don't really keep the law books up to date anymore, do we?
I mean, there's
The,
some,
the law books,
Yeah.
do they don't have law books in the clerk's office?
you know, there's a
They get
category.
the acts and resolves.
Yeah.
We get the, or we did get the annotated Mass General laws.
Now you're getting a CD, or it's in
It's
online?
online,
Yeah.
yeah. LexisNexis.
Should save $100 there.
Well, if you wanted, I could go down and tell you what I moved it all down to.
There's not been used any law books at all.
There isn't, right. So I had it all down to, if you go category by category,
Mhm.
I went down from equipment repair, I brought that down to 100. Professional and tech, I brought to 100. I left record binding. Software and support, I brought that to 100, unless there's changes that I don't know about.
What was
Annual-
the second one you said?
Software and support,
Okay, you put it to,
100.
Yeah.
Annual update to town code, I moved that to 2,500. Historic records preservation, 2,000. Office supplies, 500. Left the dog licenses for 6. Took out law books. Other charges and expenses, I moved that down to 500. That can be up for discussion also. Travel and lodging, 500. Dues and membership, 200. So with all of that being said, I brought it down to 8,200, with a difference of $3,750 as a negative.
We did use equipment repair a few years ago. As you said to lower that to 100, but it looks like we did 1 year use $200 of it. Other than that,
It's just thoughts,
what was the big
because it,
increase in historic records preservation
Hmm.
2 years ago? Just with any idea?
In 21?
2 years ago, it was $3,600.
Yeah, it's $3,600. I just wonder why it costs so much.
Right.
is that something they do every 3 or 4 years, or?
Yeah, it looks like, I would say, which you would think that would be like an ongoing thing.
For an annual
Every year
cost.
you'd have, however many years ago, you'd take that one, and then
Yeah.
the next year you'd take the next one, and the next year. And this was under, when did Heather
We
start?
did a lot in
21.
in 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. fiscal
after
22.
January, yeah, January, so.
Wonder if there's something triannually, or, I don't know, every so often they gotta
uh,
revamp.
Yeah, because they, well, if you go back to 19, well, let me get the line here. Back to 19, they used $500, then the next year they didn't use anything. The year after that, they used 133, and then we went to 3670. And that was the year, I believe that was the year Heather started, am I correct?
I think she started in the beginning of calendar year 22.
But if you look at it, the most she's ever used is 9,900.
Yeah.
So, and here you got 11,950, bring it, so even if you,
Maybe there's some things that need to be done.
I don't know.
It's always had a pretty substantial budget, except for one year they cut it to $180. And then they spent all the money, so that was kind of an interesting budgeting cycle there. Actually, more about that.
Do we want to see if?
Do you want
we
to
need
table
further
it?
Do we need further explanation from the town clerk?
Have her go through the budget and just see if there's something else that she can, or not at all, just an explanation of it?
How much did you say you cut
Well,
out?
I-
3,700?
I cut out 3,700 if you want. The exact amount was
Yeah.
3,750.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Even if we cut out
3,000 is
2,000.
30%, 25% anyway.
I would leave office supplies in just because they've been living with some problems that may or may not have been caused during the renovation. So they might want an extra desk, or I think there was conceivably a desk and maybe something else.
I
But
must admit, it seems like tables of some kind would be beneficial in that room for them.
There's lots of tables
But
from the bank.
I think maybe the best thing to do is just maybe see if she could take a look at it. And if she feels there isn't anything, she
Send it back for
send it back from
reconsideration.
reconsideration, revise it.
Sure.
Rather than sitting here trying to guess what she
Right.
might need, not need.
Right, that's fine. Do you
Wanna do that?
entertain a motion for table?
I entertain a motion to, what do we do?
I will entertain a motion.
You do it, I do it, we take, what?
You will make a motion.
Make a motion.
You move.
She moved.
Scott's gonna
You
move.
move to table.
Scott's gonna move the
I move to table town clerk 161
Pending reconsideration by the town clerk.
pending reconsideration by the town clerk.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Motion been made by Karen Schmidt, seconded by Mike Jerome, to table the
Budget.
the budget for town clerk, Department 161. Thank you. Oh, no, we have to take a vote on the table. Oh, God. I'm getting so far ahead of myself. I guess
Aye.
All those in favor, signify by the usual manner.
Aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion's been tabled. Oh, heavens.
That was Murray Schway.
Set this off to the side for a moment.
Yeah, there are a lot of unused
Yeah.
in
Elections.
the bad.
All right. Last one on this for tonight, elections.
Mhm.
All right. Motion for elections.
I'm sorry, that's zoning out.
That's okay.
I move
You're
to
allowed.
approve the elections budget, department number 162. Total salaries amount $12,164. Total expenses amount $11,955 for a total budget of $24,119.
Second,
Motion is made and seconded for elections, Department 162, in the amount of $12,154 in salaries and $11,955 in expenses, for a total budget of $24,119.
I also did the same thing on this one too. just to let you know.
Good.
I have a question on this. It seems like everyone works like a week or 2 weeks. Those have COLA adjustments to their salaries, even if you work like 1 week a year?
Well, we do that instead of having the step increases.
So
We've
these people
given-
only have a COLA increase to their salary?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we deal with all the stipended positions.
Okay.
They're the people that work the elections.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. It's a lot of work working weeks.
Tabulators, they're tabulators.
Anticipate any
Karen
more?
and I are tabulators.
We're tabbies.
You anticipate any more people required to support the elections down here versus the CRA? Any extra police officers for traffic or anything, or everything's gonna be the same?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, this time was quiet, but I didn't know the general election, if there's gonna be any additional need for bodies, I don't know.
That, the town clerk does not feel would be within her budget.
Okay.
Even the elections personnel.
The
staffing it
constables
should-
are.
Right.
Yeah, that's for the constable.
Yeah, for
Just to
the,
have somebody here in the building.
here,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So it's not really anything.
So, on this budget, I cut $1,500 off of this budget as well.
Where? So I can write down.
Go for it, Karen,
I'm gonna go for it, yeah.
please.
Okay. Equipment reprogramming and maintenance, I had 4,500.
Had what?
4,500?
It's an increase.
You're cutting 45?
No,
Oh.
yeah, because they had 5,625. I cut
Oh,
it down to
you want to be
4,500.
So you cut like 1,200.
Yeah, and then the
Oh,
ballot,
$1,125.
yeah. I'm just telling you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give you the new numbers that I put in.
Gotcha, okay.
The ballots, I went to 2,000. Office supplies, I went to 650. Coffee and meals for election workers, kind of brought that down to 1,200. Other charges and expenses, 350. And then travel and meals, 150. For a total of 8,850, for a decrease of 1,590. Just up for discussion, that's all.
So the purchase of services, you went to what? I missed
What?
that.
Ballots.
Oh, the ballots?
Ballots.
Oh.
purchase of
Ballots.
The
services.
ballots.
So the word is gone
Right
from
down.
that.
Ballots,
Yeah.
purchase of
1,100.
service to
Okay.
2,000.
How many elections did we have
Well, we
last year?
had-
Was it
Huh?
3 last year, Joe? How many elections we had last year? Was it
Two.
Was it 2 or?
You have to be, one of the things I just want to exercise a little bit of caution with this budget and cutting is we're not sure of the number of elections. If you'll notice, you look back in 2020, we had a national election, you notice that the expenses increased quite a bit compared to other years. This budget does have a tendency to yo-yo a little bit.
2020 for the expenses was 4,300.
Or did I have the wrong one? I'm trying to.
162, right?
Calendar year
Not what we-
2020 would have been fiscal year 21, right? Fall.
Yes.
21 was
Well,
The
fine.
election of
half and half.
2020,
But if
right?
you look
the
at all
election
the-
in November 2020 would have been fiscal year 21.
Correct.
Right, fiscal year 21.
The most it seemed they'd had was back in 19 for 77,380. The closest was in 23 of 68,90.
23.
So, 23, yeah.
It's an odd year.
That's expensive. But I'm just saying, that's your highest, that's the most highest you've gone. Because they've been over, they had excess in their budget, like a 5 and 23, and then that year in 19, they had 2, so I kind of rounded it out to 8,000, 9,000 if you want, whatever.
You can't just look at the bottom line though, unfortunately, you gotta look at line items.
Well, that's what I did, that's why I took each line item. Did each line item.
Yeah, I
But
think,
then again, I don't know what it's gonna be like this year.
Right.
Because you got the election in November, so.
But that's, yeah, that's 25, right? 25.
yeah,
Right.
and also recall that it's not just the election itself. Now we also have early voting, and we have always the mail-in ballots now too as well, which costs
Yeah.
But we did that last year.
a lot more. Yeah,
Speaking of that, Tom,
yeah.
as I understand it, are we
But Melissa pays for the postage.
planning on moving postage for this mail-in balloting? Are we planning on moving, coming up with either a line item from here so that they can be drawn from, or are we just gonna increase the collector's postage?
Yeah,
amount?
all town hall postage is in one.
One bucket.
Yeah, okay, it's in
account.
one machine, I
Yeah.
get that, but
Yeah.
we, I guess I'm thinking, are we gonna be attempting to contribute from one account to another?
That
If we
just makes
can,
it-
If we can't, that's fine.
It just makes it messy to say, well, you know,
Yeah, I get
have
it.
multiple sources for one function.
Okay.
We could also just level fund it.
From 10,440.
That's what she put a budget in for, right? Level funding?
No, she increased it by
I thought she-
$1,500.
She increased it by 1,500, so
Which one?
Well,
the election, well, every one of them, she took
Prim-
out the
primarily
voting
the
space
equipment
rental
probe.
of 660.
My hunch is that
I'm looking
that's a real number for equipment reprogramming and
This is
maintenance.
last year.
Yeah, that's kind of what my thought process.
I hate to say it, but it seems like coffee and meals is the low-hanging fruit money here.
Careful.
I mean,
That's my luncheon.
No, I mean, not
She
all
is
for
spending
everyone's luncheon, but we've never spent more than
Yeah.
$850.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
We budget
Yeah.
2,500, so I mean, we could lower it to 1,500,
Yes.
easily have enough
I
to,
agree, I just can't
We
wait.
could up.
and everyone will still have their coffee and meals.
Have you bought
Just leave
coffee lately?
everything in it.
I don't drink
We could
coffee.
upgrade the quality of the snacks.
You could you're right, maybe that's the problem, there's not the education
Oh,
problem, they have more
boy,
budget
yeah.
available.
Snacks are
They could buy better.
I can see Starbucks coming in.
Yeah, Starbucks.
32.
Maybe some more bigger lunches.
Okay.
So she upped
$7.
she upped
We
the
wanna-
equipment one because of 3 elections in '25.
Yeah, but she's got this plus 150 per tab, so I didn't know what the per tab was about. I didn't-
Per
I was trying to-
tab?
Yeah, I didn't know what your calculation was coming, but anyway. So, it was just thoughts, these are just thoughts, just to bring.
150 per tabulator.
Tabulator,
Is-
Yeah, even if you.
So
brought
is
the-
that
the-
one,
like
two,
you
how
said,
many
even
does
if
she
you just
have?
brought coffee and
Big
meals
black
down,
boxes.
that'd be
How
it.
many?
Just leave it alone.
4?
She does
Or,
But there's two, one for each precinct.
Well, there's
Two, I don't know
one
what-
for each precinct and a backup.
oh, they have a backup.
That's it, yeah, you have to have a backup. All right.
that's what they
So
call a
I-
tabulator.
So motion to table?
Well, no, I kind of like, why don't we just lower just the coffee and down to
15?
12 or 15, and that'll take care of it, really, because it's, what is it? She budgeted for 2,550?
Mm-hmm. Level fund.
She leveled it, why don't we just bring that down? You wanna make a motion to do that? You're the coffee guy.
Sure. Motion to reduce the budget expense of coffee and meals for election workers from $2,550 to $1,500.
Second?
Motion made to amend the budget, line item 5491, coffee and meals for election workers from $2,550 to $1,500, did I get that correct?
Correct.
And let's see, that will lower this,
Gotta do all the calculations.
$750? No, more than that.
$1,050.
You wanna make it,
1,050.
Lowers it $1,050.
it was
That's
15
beginning to
you want
sound like not a lot
1,500?
for 3
It's gonna be a
elections
tough election year, they might need extra.
and early voting,
Yeah, maybe.
which is over, what, 10 days?
I don't think I don't know that
Or is it a
there's
week?
So did
early
you come up
voting
total
snacks.
expenses
No,
of
I don't think
10,
anybody
think
coffee and snacks for
10.95?
early voting though.
I don't
that's what I was
Oh.
just trying to do. What was the difference? It was just
There's 3 elections and they have that
1,050.
here, you know, they'll have.
Yeah, okay.
And, yeah,
11,490.
so it's 500 an election.
And 905 was the total expenses?
1050 reduced from
Oh,
1195.
yeah,
From 11,955 minus 1,050.
Yeah,
10,
Is it 10?
10,
10,005. Yeah,
10,905.
Yeah, what he said.
Is it all right?
10905? Is that what you,
Okay, yeah.
10905, that's what I came up with.
I got that. I did it first in my head, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna rely on that.
For a total of 23069?
23069?
Yeah. That's what I came up with, so. This is gonna
Okay.
be-
So,
All in favor?
all in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
thank you.
That is unanimous. The motion is, the present motion on the table is for elections. Department 162 is $12,164 in salaries and $10,905 in expenses for a total budget of $23,069. Is there any further discussion? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous. Thank you.
Is this yours too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flush.
Hey.
This is the last one, I think, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is all I have for budgets for us. Do we have any other budgets coming for us? I believe that is it. That's all I have.
Karen left me a note here that we need a revised budget for animal control. Is that what this note says?
Yeah, that's a very simple, no, I thought you guys already did that, maybe not.
It says tabled for salary adjustment. on-
Yeah, there was the figure for FY '24, no, the figure for FY '25 was not one that was on our wage scale. So we do, we changed that. It does go up a little. Hang on.
We're looking at motion.
We're hanging on.
That's
Hang
not
tight,
it.
everybody.
If I recall correctly, you said it was a salary issue.
Yes.
You had to redo it over again.
They didn't use the correct rate.
Right, so
From
until
the-
that comes back with the revised numbers, that's what we're waiting on. So we didn't
Oh, Lord.
get that
Okay.
revised update on that.
Isn't there a revised 210 budget too, or did you get that? And a revised.
Yeah, there is a revised 210 budget, but they didn't get it, so. And I don't seem to have it on me.
The other
I don't
question.
know why. Oh, maybe I do.
Since we have the IT budget around. The question on, but the question on the second one that Jeff is looking at has to deal with the iPad. Because we kept that out in case we were gonna put that into computers. That was the question we had when we had that budget. We accepted the budget,
No, it's-
but the question was about the iPad, whether
What
that
budget
should
are
go
you
back
talking about?
into.
Board of Health,
Oh,
Yes,
the tablet, when the IT budget comes in, it has been approved. The iPad's been, the tablet has been approved.
And-
we're to-
and it's not actually the tablet, it's the software for the tablet.
and the
It-
tablet is for her.
She already has the tablet. That was how that ended up.
And it's
Oh,
for
alright.
her permitting
makes
eyes
sense.
application.
Permit eyes.
Permit
yeah,
eyes.
Permit eyes. Permatize, it's like a,
Permitting
I'm very
eyes.
familiar.
yeah, that's what she says.
Permatize.
Yeah, that's what
We
it is.
have indeed, I believe we
Permit
have indeed
eyes,
approved
two
this
words.
budget. Do we need to reopen
It's,
it?
they're jammed together,
No,
so
it
it
was a
sounds like
question
permatize. I'm gonna
about the
permatize
tablet.
it.
That's why we
It's
just.
a clever
So
thing.
It's been approved, it's fine.
There's two words.
We were just questioning because we didn't know if the iPad was the iPad, but now we just got
They
clarification
capitalized the E.
Excellent.
that it's the
All
software
right.
for.
Um, I do have the revised animal control budget if you wanna do that
Sure.
quickly. It's pretty simple.
Do you have
Knock this one out.
do you have the police one too?
Knock it out
Oh,
of the
yeah.
park.
Yeah. Oh, but they
Yeah.
already did the police one.
With the adjustment?
Yeah, they were the
Did
ones
you?
who brought it down 5,000.
Yeah, we did it last meeting.
Uh,
Yeah.
Well,
The-
well,
the-
let's,
the-
let,
We did so many.
the police budget. We did approve it, we did bring it down 5,000. But when I was reviewing it, the 2024 numbers were off. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Why would you say this one, when we
That's
say
history.
they were off by,
It would make the percentage be different.
Yeah. that's
Percentage
all.
on the
It doesn't
bottom
change the
different.
well, the
budget.
percentage doesn't, no,
Okay,
as long
we're
as the
just
number.
making sure.
Yeah, percentage number.
Another thing
That's-
of dotting my i's and crossing my t's.
No, as long as that, the main thing is the number.
Well, it brought a percentage down.
Yes.
Well, it's, of course.
But that's okay.
The
And
percentage
so
is
did the
more of a-
5,000 reduction too. Brought the
Pardon me?
percent- The 5,000 reduction also brought the percentage down.
Mhm.
Right, but the percentage is more of a for your information kind of thing.
Okay.
We're, most importantly, people, when they're preparing to vote on this, they know what the actual number is. That's the most important part.
It doesn't have that much paper in it.
So let me just go back and take a look at the agenda, make sure we covered all of our plans for this evening.
So the only thing we tabled was the town clerk.
Yes.
And the election?
No, I don't think we tabled the elections. We
Oh, you just
lowered- we
reduced it.
Just reduced
Okay.
it,
the
amended it.
expenses.
All right.
I put that table one in the front here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Once we get this ACO out of the way, we can start the- Okay, I have a question. How do I get into my emails? I've tried on these.
Just dive right in.
I tried. I didn't have a snorkel, I was cooked.
How do you usually get in?
On this thing, on this computer?
Yeah.
Not yet. I haven't yet. I click on it, you go watch.
You're clicking on Outlook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is right there.
Outlook 2016. That's what it said. I need to just say,
I like working on Outlook.
Maybe you need to know your password.
it doesn't even ask it.
Oh, it just keeps doing this?
Well, hang on. Working with this computer has been rather entertaining. Give it a minute. It'll start. Oh,
That's not good.
Can't read it.
cannot start Outlook. Cannot open Outlook window.
Operation
Folders
failed.
cannot be opened.
Operator's error.
Operation failed.
The problem exists between keyboard and chair. You should call somebody.
You should call somebody.
The problem does exist.
Do you have your
What's this?
Do you have your credentials with you?
What kind of credentials are those? I got all kinds, I got a whole pack of.
There's stuff to log in. Do you have your what are you using for emails? At W Rosine at
Yeah,
hit Edge there.
yeah, Edge.
Yeah.
I'm edgy.
Open a new tab.
Mm. So,
Outlook.office.com.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
No.
How'd I do?
Not good.
Yeah, you're searching for it now.
There it is.
Oh, it's supposed to be up here.
Yeah, but that's. I think you're-
Outlook.office.com.
Everybody's watching.
Painful.
I know, it's so much pressure.
But I'm not
Yeah.
typing.
Leprosy cases are rising in the US.
Really?
Outlook office. That-
Oh, I thought you were just
I
randomly
did
saying
too.
it out loud.
I'm like, where'd you get that from?
Outlook-
Okay, yep.
Outlook that office.
Leprosy?
that-
I gotta worry about leprosy
Leprosy?
now.
Oh my goodness.
Outlook
Oh,
office.
thank you.
I thought we had that one taken
Yes.
care of.
We're gonna wear gloves and
We're
masks
gonna
the
have
rest of our
to.
lives.
Yeah, I
Go
guess
ahead.
we're
The
just,
top one.
Thank you.
How do you do?
You're probably gonna have to.
Hey, Tom's here.
Yep.
Oh, did you get in?
This is
I did, it jumped right in. That's
Nice.
pretty
So,
sweet. Okay.
so now how do you make a
Yeah.
shortcut?
Problem with
Put it
just
in,
like
put a
physically
short
launching
comment
the
like
icon.
Or will it just do it all the time on its own?
You
Still
know,
a
you
little
gotta
star
drag
there.
that to your desktop.
Yeah, up,
no,
back to where you were.
No,
Little
back-
star.
This guy?
Up one,
Up one.
On
That
the,
guy?
to the left.
Keep going,
Two.
left. One more, right
There you
there.
go.
There's a star.
Boop.
There you go. Favorites.
Who is
Done.
that guy?
Done.
Oh, it's on my part, done, it's on
There you
the
go.
favorites part, good to go. Okay. Thank
Are you happy now,
now
Bill?
test it.
No,
Well, I
let's
think
move
he
on
thinks
here.
it's-
Yeah, oh, thank you, okay.
He can fool all he wants afterwards.
No, now that I.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm good, thank.
We have animal
thank
control.
you. Thank you
Animal
very much,
control,
Scott.
let's make a
Department number
motion.
292.
Thanks, I wasn't planning on sending a bill tonight.
Lucky you.
What's the motion to move from the table or
Yeah,
move
I
from the
move
table?
from the table.
Okay. I motion to move from the table the animal control, budget, department number 292. Total salary
right?
amount $25,316. Total expenses amount $6,250.
Second,
Motion been made and seconded to remove the animal control budget,
Grade 6 stuff.
Department 292, from the table in the amount of $25,316 in salaries, $6,250 in expenses for a total budget of $31,566. It is now presently up for discussion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
if I may, there was an error in the last one that we presented. Under the FY25 pay rate, the top line, the ACO salary, there was a wrong number. The correct number is $21.27 per hour, and that is now correct, and all the numbers following through are now correct. It was some number that we'd never seen before and didn't really know why it was there.
It was 23's number.
Anyway. Grade 6, step 3 is 2127.
So we seem to.
The overtime rate changed too, apparently.
Sounds to me like we seem to have ironed out the
Makes sense.
problem. Okay. Are there any other further questions concerning the animal control? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor of animal control, Department 292, signify in the usual manner.
aye.
All those opposed, all
Are you
those
sure?
abstaining.
Yeah.
That is unanimous. Thank you very much.
They may be back.
Maybe.
Is there anything further to come before the Finance Committee this evening?
I'll just note that I did not change the overtime rate.
Yes, you did.
I did?
From 3120 to 3191.
Well, I guess that was someone else who did that.
Oh, I don't know. Who, can't say who, you're right.
Okay.
I don't know who did it.
So I thought,
Sure.
didn't Becky
Can't make those
Maybe you
decisions.
did. Oh, maybe Becky read
Who's
it.
on second?
Yeah, that's
So
where we're
is
at
this
right now.
21.27 times 1 point,
I don't have
Who's
it.
on first?
101.5.
Who's on first?
Get it right.
What's on
Or
second?
divide
I don't
2127
know
by
who's on
2.
third. We got this.
Can't do this in my head.
Thank you, Abbott Costello.
So are we good or not?
Are we
Tom?
good, Tom, or no?
Well,
We're about to
just a
find out.
second.
No pressure,
0.27 times 1.015, is that right? or is it 1.15?
Wouldn't it be 1.5?
Scott.
1.5 times.
Where's your clear?
I'm ready.
It's up
Ready
there.
for this?
Yep.
Oh, did your
1.5.
dad have it
Yes.
catch on TV?
I'll have to ask him.
3191.
I'm sure he did.
There it is.
That's nice.
Yeah, he likes
It is correct.
It is indeed correct.
Go for it, Jeff.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Is there anything further to come before the committee? Seeing and hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify in the usual manner.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Can I have